Bri is up next.
All right, everyone. My name is Bri. So I want to ask you guys, have you ever been in a situation where you were more optimistic than skeptical? Yes? Okay, so to start my story, it was a couple of years ago. I just moved back from Indiana and came home back to Ohio, to my hometown, Dayton. I really just wanted to come back home because I was tired of not connecting with people and not really having a good family connection out there with people. So upon coming home, I reconnected with my friends and families, and I was having a really good time, and I went over to one of my old classmates, let's call her Sharkeisha. I went over to Sharkeisha's house, and there, right, I seen a lot of old high school students, right? So when I was there, I was really just putting out the energy and letting them know, like, hey, I'm looking for a job now, and I just moved back in town. I really just need to get my life together now that I'm back home. So one of my classmates who I saw there, her name was Carmen. Carmen overheard what I was saying there and said, hey, do you think we could, maybe team up and find some jobs together? I heard you said you needed a job. I'm trying to get my job and, my life together in the same sense. So I'm like, I initially felt a little skeptical, but, considering how optimism wins sometimes, I'm saying maybe we're older, maybe things have changed. In high school, Carmen was completely opposite than myself. She was the type of person who was good at every sport. She knew all of the neighborhood kids in high school, and she kept a low profile too. But me, on the other hand, I was super nerdy. I was super sociable as well, but I was just a good comrade. So you could ask me for anything, and I would really help you, like you need a new pair of socks or whatever. It could be completely random. I got you. So fast forward to her asking me this question, I thought maybe I should be helpful here, right? What do I have to lose? We both need a job. Like, we both need money and we have bills. So I decided to go ahead and say, let's team up on this journey. So with that, we went on days and days looking for jobs, and then it turned into hours and hours, and then finally it was at least a week, and we both nailed a job at a temp agency. So the job that I got was at Finish Line Distribution. So when I was there, I was able to connect with just being in a workspace that was different than I ever had any warehouse work. So they treated their employees really good. They gave you lunch when you asked for it. Like if you said, hey, I have period cramps, could I please go home? They didn't even hassle you about that, They were like, we even have Tylenol in the bathroom. Like, you sure? So that was super, A+ for me experience. It was AWESOME, awesome. So a week later, Carmen calls me and she says, hey, I know we both just got jobs, but where I'm working at, it's not really working out for me. It's HORRIBLE. It's horrible. And I think I may need a new job. And so, hear me out. Initially, when she said that, I was like, girl, we just got these jobs. Like, what could be going wrong so fast? So I was very skeptical again. But again, optimism wins. So I tell her how great an experience it is at Finish Line Distribution Center. And she's like, you know what? That sounds super cool. How about I just apply there too, and we can get a job together? So I'm like, that sounds like a good idea. She applies, she gets the job. She comes and we become the top warehouse workers in there, right? We're getting our tasks done quickly. We're just making a good name for ourselves. We're looking really good and polished, and we're getting moved up in departments. We're getting special tasks, like all the special treatment, especially as temp employees, right? So with that, of course, we get some enemies there. So there's this group of girls who are kind of like mean girls, so we'll call them the finsters, right? So when you think of them, they're giving you nasty looks every time you walk by. They're snickering and pointing at you, and then, they're just cruel for no reason. Like, it's just why do we have to be these ways in small spaces? So fast forward one day when I wasn't at work because I was ill, probably PMS. But at that time, Carmen tells me that she spoke to a guy and he happens to be dating one of the fensters. So after that experience, one of the fensters sees the guy talking to Carmen, and we're completely just have a target on our back after that. So the next days or the next weeks, we're getting even nastier looks. We're getting even more snickering pointing at us. And so one day, I arrive at work a little bit earlier than Carmen this day, and there's a little bit of new changes happening. So my manager, Corey, comes and tells me, hey, Bri, we're gonna have a little bit different things going on this morning since we have a new lead coming onto the team. So I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, I'm going to allow her to give the instruction. So when she comes through, just allow yourself to do it the way she shows you. I said, okay, cool. So she comes by, she's helping every single one but me. So now it's like ODD, it's like super odd. And so the other coworkers are like, did you notice that? I'm like, I did, like it happened to me. Like I feel it happening, right? Like you're asking me, did I see that? Like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm guilty by association. So I allow myself to be professional and I just, I gotta be the older, more mature one here, right? So I go and speak to my manager and he says, hey, I think I'm a little bit busy, but someone else can help you. And so there's another new manager there, and so she helps me and shows me the task. When I did that, that put even more of a target on me. So the fensters were already aligned with the other new manager who just intentionally not showed me instructions. So she was already one of them, but I did not know that. So fast forward, Carmen comes in and she notices that my energy is a little bit weird. She comes in that morning and she's like, hey, what's up? Like, how are you doing? And I'm just like, I'm cool, I'm just trying to keep a low profile after that happened. And so she's like, no, like, your energy's strange. You're not greeting me, like I'm here. Now, mind you, what I have learned from being around Carmen again since high school is that she's a very hard worker, right? But she is very quick to anger. And so I felt a little bit uneasy with telling her what's really wrong, but I just folded and told her like, hey, the fensters are doing what they do best. And so when I told her that, they were already looking in our direction. And so she says out of her mouth, oh, well, they can kiss my ass out loud. And I was like, why would you do that? So I just, like, you ever feel like the passive, like you're embarrassed now and you didn't even do it, like, oh my God, like. So fast forward, our manager, Corey, comes over and he's like, hey guys, the department's slowing down, so you guys can go back over here and the work is changing. And so I'm just like, okay, that felt a little bit ODD, odd, right? So we're getting moved. We were already number one and we're getting moved now. And so this whole day just starts seeming so strange to me. So as Carmen is raving all about, oh, I can't believe those fensters this. I can't believe them that. They're so ugly. Did you see her shoes? I'm watching everything happening and I'm seeing the higher ups come out who you only see when people are about to get fired or like the CEO is here. Like you never see them, right? So fast forward, the day is over. We made it. We get the clock out, right? I get to get paid. That's all I'm thinking about. Like I made the day. So as I'm in the car and we're driving down the road, because we rode together, my phone rings. And on the phone, it's the temp agency. They go, hey, Bri, I regret to inform you, but you can't come back tomorrow. And there's really no reason that we can tell you why. And so I'm like, wow, like, man, what did I do? Mind you, Carmen is in the backseat watching me on the phone the whole time. And she's like, oh my God, wow, like, I can't believe that. And I'm looking at her through the rearview mirror like, oh, you can't? Like, you can't believe that. So fast forward, in the middle of her, as I'm hanging up, she's apologizing like, I feel like I did that and I really apologize. And Right when she's saying that, she gets a call on her phone. It's the temp agency, right? So they say, hey, Carmen, we regret to inform you, but you can't come back either. But well, not either, but I know it's either. But you can't come back because disorderly conduct, right? And so now we're back at square one, looking for jobs all over again, day to day. And I'm really at the point where skepticism is really winning over optimism. And I'm like, I don't think I like finding jobs and working with you. So everything pretty much ended, and I ghosted her, and my money got better. So thank you.